of your fingers have you jacked up, Jason?
I've only jacked up knees, not fingers. I dislocated I had one of those terrible quad contusions back in the day.
Oh, that's no good.
I had shin splints and a pulled quad at the same time, but in separate legs. I walk like an old man, like I just got off a horse for like 3 weeks playing football.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Like you just got off a horse. All right.
I took a helmet right to the quad. And yeah, that was fun.
Jason, I miss you. Where are you? Like, why are you not out here covering? I mean, we got all these.
I'm actually going to be out there tomorrow, you know.
Oh boy,
man, you know it's a big game.
Big time now.
So depending on which side you're on, I'm either a Kings hater or a Warriors hater, or whoever loses is going to be my fault. That's all I know.
Probably true. Probably true.
Facts.
It did feel like a little hateration and some holleration on social media today. I ain't gonna lie, but
from who?
From you.
For what?
Because you laughed at Kenny when he
said, because that was funny. The Kings moved the needle.
Is it not true? You don't think it's true?
To say it was no, it's not true that it's solely the Kings.
Oh, okay. Whoa. This is what the media does. Jason, where did I say it was solely? Where did I say it was solely the Kings?
You said the Kings. Hey, for months all I heard was no one cares about us, no one watches us. Now all of a sudden the Kings are the reason why the ratings are high.
Wait a minute. Once again, was it because you broke up? Where did I say it was solely the Kings?
Your statement was the Kings are needle movers.
Okay, but where did I say it was solely the Kings?
Where did you not include the Warriors?
Why the Kings are moving the needle? They're helping move the needle.
Like I said, all you have told me all year is that no one watches the Kings. Then I'm supposed to now believe that the Kings are the reason. I mean, ratings are up across the entire NBA for the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, the Kings are a part of it for sure. But I'm not going to jump to they're moving the needle after all y'all have told me all years. No one watches them. Even you say no one watches the Kings. So why would they all of a sudden tune in now?
They seen them and now they want some more.
Okay. It had nothing to do with, Draymond coming back, that drama, Steph.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
See, here's the difference
between
between
the top 5 rated games have been Kings Warriors in this postseason.
Here's the difference between haters and Warrior fans. Sometimes they get conflicted. I'm not saying Jason's a Warrior fan, but haters and Warriors fans, what they don't understand. You'll never hear us say the Warriors have nothing to do with it. Absolutely, they have something to do with it. It's the Golden State Warriors. It's Steph Curry. There's drama that goes along with it. Absolutely. You won't hear us say that. But what I'm telling you is if the Warriors were playing the Nuggets, they wouldn't be having one of the highest rated first round series in almost 20 years.
Yeah, because you could go back to last year and see that.
Exactly.
And let's be honest, we all know that Jason is a loyal Lakers fan.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. They've had 8 different opportunities to have higher ratings or have just as high as ratings as this or higher in the first round, and it hasn't happened until now.
I'm just
what's the difference?
Pump your brakes, giving Sacramento so much credit for that. I mean, just pump your brakes a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, I heard for game 1, the reason why they're on ABC is because of the Kings. Calm down.
Where did you hear that from?
Yeah, my Sacramento people, y'all jump on there.
No one said that. I tweeted the reason the schedule.
Oh, so that's what's funny. Now no one said it.
No, well, the beautiful part about it is I wrote it on freaking Twitter and it's still there. And I don't know what people's reading comprehension skills are so difficult to figure out with this. The reason the games were ABC, TNT, ABC, because it was the 2 top offenses in the league. Who was the second rated offense in the league? The Golden State Warriors. You got your Steph effect. You got your legacy. Who were they playing? The top rated offense in the league. Who was that? It was Sacramento. If you think that the New Orleans Pelicans and the Golden State Warriors would have been on primetime slots 4 times in a row, I will kiss you square on your ass because there is no chance that is even remotely true.
If Zion is playing this remote, it's true.
But he's not.
But I'm just telling you that it's possible with him playing someone else. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the Kings aren't part of it. What I'm saying is that when you have the Warriors involved or you have the Lakers involved, there's going to be a certain level of they're not putting Steph or LeBron on NBA TV.
No doubt.
Nobody's disputing.
That's all.
They're not putting LeBron on NBA TV.
Nobody's disputing that.
And I'm not trying to hate on the Kings. I'm just saying that if I got to do like a pie graph, more of that's going to go toward the Warriors.
Okay, and this is all.
And that's all I'm saying. Especially when all I've been told was no one watches this team.
And I told you they saw him, and now they want more. And this is what I'm saying. You see Stephen A. You see Kendrick. All these people. Man, I haven't seen them. These guys are legit. This is great. You see that. And all I'm saying is, for 8 playoffs, the Warriors, who are the cash cow in this situation, have had these opportunities in the first round. They get their highest rating in the first round when they play the Kings. I used this analogy earlier, Jason. Oscar De La Hoya was a pay-per-view star, an absolute pay-per-view star for many years. When he got the right dance partner, he broke records. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean Oscar's not bringing something to the table, not a star himself, not doing all that. When he got the right dance partner, he broke records. That's what we see here. I don't know why people bend over backwards. This is the thing that we don't understand. Why people bend over backwards to sit up there and say it's never the Kings. Like, it's not the Kings. Like, we just crazy. Like, no, they play an exciting brand of basketball. I don't know what's wrong with saying that.
I don't think no one. I said I didn't say that. I was having fun. I didn't know such a sensitive spot for me.
It's not. I don't understand.
My God,
I don't understand what the jokes are. Like, literally, all we saying is they play an exciting brand of basketball. I don't understand what the jokes are.
And you knew when you put Kings move the needle, what we were gonna have something to say. You knew that.
The people that.
And for me, this is all fun. I could care less. I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
This is all fun for me. I'm having fun with this because NorCal's arguing with each other. I'm here just to laugh.
Well, yeah, and so I just want, and I said this before you joined us, and I'm gonna say it now, just so we're clear. If things go the Kings' way, because it's going your way. If Kings go, we'll see you in a month. Ain't gonna be none of these Tuesday visits with Jason Jones. We'll see you when this series is over. Because I ain't doing this again. I ain't doing this for 2 more weeks. Going from Bonte Hill to Jason Jones. I ain't doing that.
I'm not going. I see. I'm from LA. We ain't gonna get into that with y'all. We LA. We don't care that much. My folks in LA ain't gonna be on Twitter from the media arguing with y'all. No, that's what we do.
Speaking I did see Bonte at the game. At Thursday's game. Is that what it was? Thursday. He came over, gave me a big hug. Like, hey, what's up? Like, not a whole lot.
Yeah, Bonte's not in charge of the tweets.
He's not in charge of their Twitter. Yeah. And to Jason's point, too, I'll point out that early in this series, TNT ran an entire 30-second commercial about the Golden State Warriors playing absolutely nobody. Steph Curry is literally playing 1-on-0 in an entire series. Come watch Steph Curry. Not even a Splash Brother they treated Clay like some illegitimate child. Like he just literally this was the Steph Curry show. I mean, I think that this series has put a spotlight on. Obviously, it's put a spotlight on the Kings. Probably especially De'Aaron, because there's a lot of people who hadn't watched De'Aaron since he was in Kentucky.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's the playoffs are going to give you. I've been saying all year. Have I not been consistent when people complain the Kings aren't on TV? I'd say get to the playoffs. Guess what? Playoff games are on TV. I've been saying so. This is all fun for me, and don't worry, I'll take my month away.
I'm gonna guess.
It'll be about 2 weeks actually, because it'll be Lakers in probably 5. So I mean,
look at this guy, man. Who's this guy?
Speaking of social media, just if there was any doubt at all, I don't know that there was much after shoot around today, but the Kings posted, and I'm looking at Instagram, it's probably on Twitter, a quote from De'Aaron: "No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm playing." That's the Kings account. So shouldn't be any question, as no matter what Mike said, there should not be any question as to whether De'Aaron Fox is playing tomorrow, Because again, that's not Bleacher Report.
Right.
That's not the
It's
King's
a quote.
Herald.
It's a quote.
That's the Sacramento Kings that pushed that out there. Jason, are you enjoying this series so far?
Yeah, it's been the most competitive, back and forth. I mean, it's been great to watch. I'm looking forward to catching them tomorrow in person. I think you look at it across the playoffs, this has been the most competitive. There's no Dylan Brooks, thank God, but so you don't have that drama. Or it's not even drama. That's entertainment to me. That's entertainment. That's just funny. But you've had what, ejections, you've had close games, you've had a game that could have been won at the buzzer, you've had back and back in the fourth quarter. You've had big leads get erased. You've had guys show up who you weren't planning on maybe expecting to show up. I mean, you've had stars have been the two best players on, have been stars, De'Aaron and Steph. So I mean, you got your unsung, you got everything in this series. You've got the natural connection between, guys from on either side with Mike Brown, Harrison, Draymond drops his pop. Same time about the whole wedding story. I mean, you got that clip research. I mean, it's very entertaining. I'm getting the kick out of it.
Draymond sounds a little hurt. He talks about like, I'm not really tripping. The only reason we know you weren't invited is because you told everybody you weren't invited.
Jason, how bad do you feel for Harrison? Because he has that shot lined up. He's the dude who got left behind while they went on to win all these championships. And he's taken the blame for a lot of 2016, but he has it lined up. He has the opportunity to go 3-1 against his former team and misses a shot maybe like an inch.
I don't know if I feel bad for him. I mean, he missed the shot. I mean, he got a good look. And, I guess part of my quote, not feeling bad for him goes to the fact that I've said since 2016 on a team that had 3 All-Stars or whatever, the fact that the guy who got singled out was Harrison Barnes was ridiculous. Did he shoot great in that series? No. But if you're blaming, I was at Game 7. I don't remember Harrison Barnes going behind his back and throwing the ball out of bounds. Harrison Barnes wasn't the one who got his shot blocked at the rim. Harrison Barnes wasn't the one who got switched on to Kyrie. And, I mean, I've always thought it was ridiculous that Harrison got so much blame for that. I mean, it's never any one person, but I'm like, you guys picked out like the 5th best player on the team.
Yeah.
And 7 years later, you're still mad at Harrison Barnes. I'm like, come on, give me a break, but hey, got a good look. And to me, that game was not lost on that shot. I mean, you had opportunities where you made mistakes. And like I said all year, 50, 40, 90. You let a team get 50, 40, 90, you're going to be in situations. What was the first time they lost a 1-point game this year? I mean, they got all those breaks during the season. This time it didn't go their way. I mean, I can't, like I said, it was a good game. You had your chances. There was a point where I said, oh, maybe the Warriors are going to run them out the gym early. They didn't because, Steph had to, sit down for 30 seconds, and we know what happens when Steph sits. So, I don't know if I could say I feel bad for Harrison. It was just, I mean, he missed a shot, and I'll never jump on a guy for missing a shot because I think someone even tweeted it too. Even if you're a good 3-point shooter, stats say that more times than not, you're going to miss that shot.
Unless you're
Steph is, an alien.
I'll ask both of you. Jay, we'll start with you. Jason, we'll start with you. We've talked about De'Aaron, and you mentioned this a minute ago. Get to the playoffs. We've seen Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Ja Morant ascend once they got to the playoffs, like kind of hit that superstar status once they got to the playoffs. Do you think De'Aaron has done that here in the first 4 games of this series?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, you add to the fact that he's got a great personality. People genuinely like him. He's a hell of a player. I mean, yeah, definitely. And I think, and now he's got the story of, wow, he hit that big 3 with a broken finger. He's now, it adds to, he's tough. I mean, I think it's, and I think I talked to Dan about this early in the year, And this is about just being an all-star. About, man, you ain't got a shoe deal right now. Imagine you make an all-star team. I mean, now he bet on himself in that regard, and it's probably going to pay off nicely for him. So, I mean, yeah, I think, people talk about top 15, top 20 players. They won't leave De'Aaron out now. And a lot of it just had to do with team success, and the team hadn't won. And now and now he's done it against Steph on the biggest stage. They're not going. I think he's definitely, to the casual fan, you can say he's a rock. I think if you know basketball, you always knew De'Aaron was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something on the way up. People are starting to put him in the top 10. I'm not sure where we're going to put
De'Aaron all Fox players in the league.
Yeah, in the league.
Be easy now. Calm down.
And those are national guys, like, oh, top 10. And who would you rather have, him or Ja? And it's like, okay,
take Fox.
Yeah, let's take a moment here though, and let's see how it all plays out. But at the same time, like I liked what Fox said today. He was asked about like the comparison to Kobe Bryant, and he just laughed it off. Like, yeah, like everyone wants to put that in my timeline all over the place. That Kobe played through this. He's like, it's just different. Like he's a guy. He wants to be his own person. And he wants to like.
You're definitely paraphrasing what he said, by the way, because we heard that.
Yeah,
I believe his exact quote was, "I don't give a f who it is. Like it's not me."
yeah, totally. So I mean, like, look, he's got a bad finger, and he's gonna try to play through it. But I think it does add to who he is as a player and what he's done this season, and like the mystique of being like the clutch player of the year, the first ever clutch player of the year. But that came with like an entire season of great play in the fourth quarter. So I think he has elevated his game. And I think it's interesting too. He really hasn't changed that much as a player in the last like 3 seasons. His team's gotten better. He's got more efficient, but his team play has gotten better. And so I think it's interesting to see him finally getting some sort of fanfare for what he's doing. And I'll even compare it. Jason was around when DeMarcus missed making the All-Star team the first time and was irate. And then there was an injury replacement, I believe, for Chris Paul. And instead,
it was Kobe. It was Kobe. He replaced Kobe.
Who did?
DeMarcus.
Yeah, but you remember
the year before? Yeah, they put AD, right?
No, they gave it to Goran Dragic instead, and it was like, oh no, like they gave it to him, and it was, I believe, it was Chris Paul, which they hate each other, so it would have been great to see him get Chris Paul's spot. But that's what it felt like, even like this year. Like there's a chip on his shoulder. He felt disrespected by the way that he had to get in on an injury replacement. Like, about time. Like, what do you mean I'm just now in? So yeah, it's interesting.
I'll ask you this, Jay. This isn't Kings related, but we were talking about the Memphis Lakers series earlier, and that's your squad. You know them well. Are you surprised the Lakers are up 3-1 on the Grizzlies?
No, I think the Grizzlies are an immature team.
Wow.
I thought they were a mess.
I think some members of the Grizzlies think they're an immature team.
I
Just
thought
Desmond Bain talk last night. I think he thinks they're an immature team. And
I'd seen enough of them during the season where I was like, if you're going to go on the road I'd rather dysfunctional Memphis than I would with Sacramento in the first round. I mean, I think losing Adams and Clark affects them greatly. But I just think you just see by the way we had that poll in The Athletic about them being front runners. Somebody said they were front runners. They talk when they're winning, but I didn't need a poll from an anonymous player to tell me about the Memphis Grizzlies. They've been that for a couple of years. I mein, the fact that, remember what did Josh say back with December? They're fine in the West. I ain't worried. I'm looking at Boston. This war of words they keep having with the Warriors, even though the Warriors knocked them out the playoffs last. It's just, you go out there without Steph on Christmas and get embarrassed, yet you're still talking. Yeah. I just don't think they don't give off a very mature vibe. And then like Dylan Brooks saying the media has made him out to be a villain. Like, I mean, they've got more shots to the Lakers' groin than wins in the series.
Well,
I mean,
that's a solid point, Jason. We're going to put one up for Jason. That's a solid.
I think outside of game 2, the Lakers have clearly been the better team.
I'm going to say this, Jason. Like when I watch them the last couple of years, they're the one team in the league that if they're down 6 with like a minute left, they're going to play it out all the way. They're going to foul you. They're going to stop the clock. They're going to fight. They're going to claw. They'll go all the way to the end. Somewhere along the way, Taylor Jenkins lost his team. And he allowed that persona of we're gritty, we're tough to become something different that's ugly and very, very unattractive for the NBA. And the way that it spun out, you have to wonder at what point, like, they're not making their players be held accountable to the media and postgame. Ja Morant and Dillon Brooks both walk out and no comment and won't talk to the media. That is the culture that Taylor Jenkins had initially built that was great, that now he's lost control of. And how long is it going to be before they have to make a change? They don't have a choice. Somebody has to come in and rein in the culture of the team. And they've allowed a culture to go from brilliant to horrific in the matter of, what, a year? And that's just not good. It's not good.
I'm not out there. I don't know what it is. I do think not having a guy like Steven Adams playing matters for a group like this.
Sure.
I'm not going to, I can't jump to, you know, how the whole thing is. I mean, there's going to be some maturity issues when you got, you know, some young guys anyway. Then you had the stuff with Ja this year. And sometimes it's just a matter of removing a player or two. I think you wonder just how that locker room or that thing will be. Because now everyone's thinking I get rid of Dillon Brooks now. It's like he's become one of the fall guys of it. But, you know, I'm not, you know, if they kind of give the vibe of a team that could very well get blown out in Game 5. Am I predicting that? No, but if they went out there and got down by 20, I would not be shocked, just because of this. You know, even last night, I mean, even some of the decision making from Ja, he passes the ball to Tillman, they might win that game. Instead, he's going, you know, for the poster on LeBron. You know. And I think, you know, and then, you know, Dillon finally gets LeBron ISO'd out on the wing, gets scored, you know, and then he's pouting after the game. I mean, like I said, I'm not surprised at all the Lakers are up on them. You know, if the Lakers don't sleepwalk through half a game to this thing, it's a sweep. So, I mean, I mean, I don't know what Memphis can do to get to the next level. I think when I watch them, I like Desmond Bane. I like Ja Morant. I don't know why they let Dillon Brooks shoot whenever he wants. I'd have sat him and played Luke Kennard. I mean, or I would have played Tyus Jones. I would not have let Dillon Brooks keep. I swear, every time he shoots a three, it's like, I'm pretty sure everybody in the Lakers like, that's a win. That's a win. Like, they're giving you that shot for a reason. But that's just kind of how they are right now. So, I mean, hey, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. I mean, keep doing what you're doing, Grizzlies. You know, don't change a thing. We love you just the way you are. Dillon, get about 35 shots up in Game 5 if you can. Don't let them tell you can't shoot, Dillon. Don't listen to the haters. You prove them wrong. You're Reggie Miller. You shoot.
Okay.
Shoot it.
Hey,
that we're good in the West. That's going to flood everyone's timeline.
That's gonna be
the next
everywhere.
time the Lakers win a game.
That's
It is going to be all over the place.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. And then I love the whole, you know, it's the media's fault now. They created this image of us. Like, no, your best player was making it rain and had a gun on Instagram. That's not the media.
Right. And I mean, and that's where it comes from for me with the Grizzlies, man, is you're in certain situations. No, you're not all situations, but you're only as good and as stable as your best player.
Yeah. And I like how Desmond Bane broke down that last play that in the regulation with LeBron. He's like, LeBron's been in the league forever. We know he's a dominant right-hand driver. He goes right. And he included himself. He's like, yeah, we had two guys in position to help, and neither one of us helped him. You know, and then that's the replay. I forget, either it's Bane or Brooks, literally has their back to LeBron James, who has the ball, driving instead of making him give the ball up. I mean, it's just, you know, some of it's youth, you know, and maturity. I should say a lot of it is with them. So they got talent. They got to figure that part of it out.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier, Damien, and you talked about what Desmond Bane had to say in the post game about that. And I went back and watched that play again. I didn't notice it in real time. I don't know, man. I don't know what the game plan was or whatever, That's a little bit unfair to Dillon Brooks. I will say that.
He didn't say Dillon Brooks' name. He said everyone didn't execute the game plan.
Well, who was he guarding the ball?
No, it wasn't Brooks. It was Tillman.
No.
Tillman guarding the ball. Tillman was guarding LeBron.
That seems fair.
Didn't let him go right. I don't know. I don't know what if that's the game plan. I don't know why you're following that. Or maybe there was a screen before. I don't know why.
I don't have it in front of me, but I mean, I saw he went right, and you see guy, you know, it's getting help. It was almost like, oh my God. I mean, I can't get mad at Xavier Tillman. I mean, it's Xavier Tillman.
But so that's what I'm saying. Like, when you talk about guys not giving help, the first person is Dillon Brooks. He's guarding Austin Reeves. Like, we're up 2. I'm not leaving a wide open 3-point shooter. You gotta keep the guy in front of you, or you got Jaren Jackson coming to help down low. And everybody kind of did that. And LeBron made a crazy layup. But like, everybody looked at it as they pointing at Dillon Brooks. He's guarding Austin Reeves you go to help LeBron. LeBron will kick it out to Austin Reeves. A 3 beats you in that situation.
Yeah, and I guess part of it is too was part of it may be a kind of a disconnect. Maybe that was still the plan. Maybe they wanted him to leave Austin Reeves. We don't. I'm not saying there are some coaches that say I'll live with a 3 in that a contested 3 if you can get back versus a layup. I don't Who knows? I mean, but I think it was telling that Desmond made it clear that they did not follow the game plan. Whatever the plan was, he was clear that they did not follow it. So I mean, who knows what what it was? But they had more than their fair share of breakdowns that game. I mean,
the problem is whether we can speculate on who didn't follow the game plan all we want to. When Dillon Brooks is running his mouth every game, calling LeBron James old, and he's not driving foot, he's not doing this, you're gonna get the smoke. If you're sitting on the bench and you ain't even involved in the final possession, you're gonna catch the heat because you're the one who wouldn't shut up.
Yep.
Yeah, I said Dillon is not a victim in this. He's getting everything he deserves, and then he went out there and you notice he only ran his mouth after they won. People say, I know somebody was saying he's like a Pat Bev. I said, no, Pat Bev talks no matter what. I said, this dude literally only talks when remember the last game of the season, they're sitting guys, he come out looking like Ron O'Neal, with his glass, he's just so cool. Now he got nothing to say. No, I want to hear about the bear. No, tell me about the bear you were going to poke, because you poked him in game.
A lot of kids Googling Ron O'Neal right now.
Unsolicited. There was no need to do and say what he said about LeBron. Yeah, unsolicited.
It was dumb.
I'd like to see LeBron just pop off and hand him a bus ticket. Like, hey, I heard you're out of here, so here you go. When they win in Game 5.
But LeBron isn't gonna punch down.
Nah.
Like they're just not in the same weight classes.
Right.
Yeah, but LeBron also, like, the things he says, and
he'll do it very passive aggressively.
And you can see like LeBron like practicing what he's saying in the mirror to himself like 8 times.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Y'all leave LeBron James. He's got one of them computer generated things like in House Party.
Do I want to do the furrowed brow look? Do I
Hey Jason, before we get out of here, man, Game 5 coming up, man. What do you think happens? Do you believe in momentum in the playoffs? Do you think one team has momentum? How you see Game 5 playing out?
I go back and forth. On this game because my initial thought was I would have said Warriors in 6, but I also didn't think it'd be a down 2-0. I thought they would split. So then I want to say Warriors tomorrow, but my God, they're so bad on the road. It's hard for me to to pick them to win a road game. But then again, it's like De'Aaron's playing, but what if he falls down and slams that finger again? And then he can't. To me, there's so much going on. To me, it's a real toss up. If the Kings win, I won't be shocked. I think I kind of sort of lean toward the Warriors from the sense that I don't think the Warriors won a Game 7 in Sacramento. They want no part of that. They know if they need to get a road win in Sacramento, they better get Wednesday because they don't want to come back for a Game 7. So that's why I think they'll have the level of focus intensity to try to steal a Game 5. But who knows? May the healthiest team probably come out on top.
There you go. All right, Jay. We appreciate you as always, my man. Thank you.
All right, see y'all in the next round, maybe.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Tuesday, we'll talk to you Tuesday, but we'll
let me be quiet. I don't want to get ahead of myself now.
There you go. That's it.
I'll be over here crying and they blow it. Yeah, I'm not.
All right. All right. That's not necessary.
I'll see you Wednesday.
Goodbye, Jason.
All right.